Hey guys, so this is my video log for growing sumpweed. This is going to be part 1 and I'll do part 2 when I harvest the seeds. So today is August 27th in Southeast Ohio and these are about flowering. So sumpweed is a really cool lost crop grown by the Native Americans. It's native to Texas and like Oklahoma region, but it was brought here up to the Ohio Valley by Native Americans, and there's still some feral populations. So basically, when corn arrived here, which is much higher yielding per plant and per acre, and it was just more nutritious and more widely used. So they basically abandoned this crop once corn arrived, even though they had cultivated this, and they actually got it to the point where the seeds were larger and they were easier to process. But that variety went extinct, sadly, before the Europeans ever got here. So I'm trying to grow it, trying to just see how the natives grew it and maybe get some grain and experiment with cooking with it. But so growing sumpweed, it really lives up to the name. It is so weedy and it is very prolific. So this is, I think, 5 plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is somewhere in there. One might have died, but they grow. They don't get that tall. Right now they're about 3 feet, 4 feet. This one's the tallest. That's right at about my waist, a little bit above my waist, and so it has opposite branching, and it's about to flower, so it'll make these will elongate. Those are bracts on the outside, then the seeds will form in those. So it is wind pollinated, so it can cause some allergens, but that's like a lot of plants, and that might be one of the reasons why they stopped kind of growing it, because it would cause allergies, but it's just so easy to grow. So why not? So if you can get your hands on some seed, which if you can't, contact me this fall and I might be able to send you some if I do get a good harvest this year. But it's kind of hard to come by unless it's growing in your area, which if you live in the southeastern US, you might be able to get it. But it's pretty easy. So the one thing I would say is it does branch a lot, so I wouldn't crowd it too much, the plants. They do get they don't get tall, but they get very wide. So, and they have a lot of seed heads. You see here, each auxiliary branch makes more seed heads. So this has like, I don't know, this one plant has like 8 to probably 15 of these seed heads, and these are gonna get bigger before they form seeds. So it'll make a lot of seed per plant. But I did see a study that said the wetter the better. So basically what they thought the Native Americans would do is they would just spread the seed in a wet area, let it grow up, and then come back in the fall and harvest. The seed is kind of oily, so they would use it like a sunflower seed is used today. And yeah, I mean, it is in the sunflower family, so that makes sense. But it's pretty easy to grow. Just don't crowd it. Keep it wet. The wetter the better. It can grow in standing water even. I've heard, but I don't keep mine in standing water, obviously. But it can tolerate really heavy clay soil. This is mostly clay and it's growing pretty well. I do have another plot that's mostly loamy sand, and it's growing better, like a lot better. It's much taller. So I would just say the better quality soil, the better. That goes with basically all plants though. And it just does better in the moist conditions. So yeah, sumpweed, I will update you guys in probably like a month when I harvest them. So yeah, that's sumpweed. Latin name is Iva annua, and it's in the sunflower family. All right, have a good one. See ya.